in for another edition of My Plate, My Choice. What is up, beautiful people? Y'all know how much I miss you all during the week, honestly. In our off weeks, I'm not a fan. I miss you guys. But hope that you guys have been doing well. We had a holiday over the weekend. How did you all do over the 4th of July holiday? That is always the question. Did you all do well? Did you have some slip ups? Did you have some mistakes? Like, how was your 4th of July? How do you guys eat? You know, we've talked about it. Multiple holidays, multiple holidays. We've talked about your eating and making sure we game plan so that we can enjoy the holiday, but not go too crazy, right? I had a good time. Hey, what's up, Miss Smith? I had a good time. I'm not gonna lie. I ate pretty much everything I wanted to eat over the weekend. I have thoroughly enjoyed my 4th of July. And I'm still in it. What's up, Priscilla? I'm still in it. What's up, Tam? I'm still in it. I'm gonna get back on track tomorrow. I'm still kind of enjoying my festivities, and I'll get back on track tomorrow. But anyway, listen. Welcome in. I know that I promised you guys to get back on recipes this week, but I had somebody stop me and ask me a question yesterday. And in order to really kind of demonstrate this, I need to be able to kind of lock in with you guys. So I hope that you guys can give me another cycle before we get back on recipes, because I want to have a demonstration. I want you guys to really be able to lock in and get it, okay? So listen, the question I was asked, very simple question, but I guess, just kind of asking me to do a better job with the setup, as far as, can you guys still see me? Did I just lose everybody? Let me make sure. All right, yeah, we're still active. Okay, it just looked like my thing kind of messed up for a second, but we're good. Okay, yes, everybody can still see me. You guys can still see me. It says we're still live. I want to make sure somebody say something to me in the chat so I can make sure that we are still good. It seems like your account was changed. Okay, yeah, we're good. We are good here. Somebody in the chat, let me double check and make sure. My laptop just seemed to have a little glitch, so I want to make sure you guys are still good. We're still live and we're still good to go. Okay, yeah. No, you're here. All right, so y'all can see me. Okay, good. Okay, perfect. All right, so listen, the question I was asked though, real simple question, really simple question. All right, yeah, y'all see me, y'all hear me. Okay, we're good. Okay, all right, so I was asked a real simple question at church yesterday, and so I wanted to. It kind of made me change what I was going to talk about today. I was asked, how do you really? They said sometimes I talk about things and it seems kind of complex. So how can I simplify this whole process? All right. So here's how we're going to simplify this process with two simple words, really. At first, I need you to understand your body. Understanding your body is science. It's real simple. You have to understand the science behind your body and how this whole thing works. All right. So when you think it's like a quick, I'm going to do this for a couple weeks and jump on this fad or jump on that fad, like those fads, they use science and they just manipulate science to work in a really short amount of time so that you can get results. But those things typically don't produce sustained results, which is why I just tell you, change your mindset, work on eating in a way that you can sustain a healthy life going forward, okay? So listen, here's the question. Do we understand these two words, output, input? Output versus input. Output versus input. All right. So simply put, we all know input is essentially what you take in, right? What one consumes, what one takes in on a regular basis. That's input. Output is what's pushed out and what's used. Now, when you are looking at your body and you want to make changes in your body, that is where you have to start. Input. What am I taking in on a daily basis? And what am I pushing out on a daily basis? And when I say pushing out, I mean, what are you using in your energy, right? So I'll break it down really simply so we can kind of understand this, all right? So the average, just on average, and we know, and I know a lot of you all on this platform aren't really into like tracking your calories and things like that. So when I start giving you numbers, it kind of loses you for a second. But I need you to stay with me because I want you to kind of, it'll kind of make sense if you just stay with me, take some notes so you can really kind of understand, okay? All right, so the average caloric intake, and of course it changes based on male, female. If you're very active during the day, you're more sedentary during the day, whatever, right? But we're just going to use the average of between 2,000 and 3,000 calories for the day. All right. Now I want to run some numbers on you because I know you all like to snack. I like to snack too. Yeah, I told y'all. I'm still enjoying 4th of July. These chips right here. I'm enjoying 4th of July. My 4th of July little break. I got some smoked chicken salad. When we get off this stream, these chips and that smoked chicken salad, they're about to be lunch. I'm gonna enjoy this last day. So I get it. I never want you all to think I talk to you from a place of not understanding. I understand. I had some cookies from Cookie Fix this weekend. Yo, listen, it's been a great weekend. All right, but I'm gonna get right back on track though. I always tell you all, in moderation, right? We do it in moderation. We don't live there. We visit there, and then we get back out of there, okay? So listen, but here's the thing I need you to take in. I want to cover a couple snacks first, right? So your average, the really small bag of Lay's potato chips. I'm going to give you really small bags of chips, but I want you to just think of numbers, all right? Think of numbers for just a second. Lay's, 160 calories. Doritos, 150 calories. If you like those corn chips, those Fritos corn chips, 160 calories. A kettle cooked bag of chips, an 8-ounce bag of kettle cooked. Check this out. An 8-ounce bag of kettle cooked potato chips is 540 calories. All right. So your larger bags of chips typically contain more calories. For example, a 10-ounce bag of Lay's classic potato chips contains around 1,000 calories. All right. So these are Miss Vicky. Now, these Miss Vicky sour cream and onion chips. Listen, these and a spicy dill pickle. Listen, magic. All right, so let me help you guys understand this, though. This whole bag, let me see the size. All right, so this is an 8-ounce bag. All right, so this whole bag is an 8-ounce bag, and it contains 150 calories. That's per serving, but it says there are 8 servings per container. So somebody do some math for me. I was never the best mathematician, but 150 times 8, drop that in the chat. That's what we consume when we consume this whole bag. All right, so like think about it, because I know some of you will say, like, you'll start a big bag of chips, right? And you may start it in your mid-morning snack. You may eat a little bit for lunch, eat a little bit for an afternoon snack, eat a little bit for an evening snack, and then before you go to bed, you finish the bag. Now, what you did was you tricked yourself because you kept telling yourself, I'm eating small portions. I'm eating small portions. Yes, you are eating small portions. True enough. But in those small portions, you are consuming the entire bag. So if you took in, appreciate that, if you took in 1,200 calories for this whole bag in a day, you got 1,200 calories from one bag. That's not taking in the fact that you ate anything else in the day. All right, so let me help you. Let's do a science experiment, shall we? You guys ready for some science? All right. I got this gallon of water here. All right. Red is my favorite color, in case y'all didn't know. Clearly got a lot of red today. All right, so we're going to use this to paint a very, dang, boy. You don't make food coloring like they used to, huh? Go on. All right. So, let's just get that. All right, so here we go, right? Just simply water, all right? Just simply water. But I have marked this picture for you guys to see. This right here, this first line is 1,000 calories. The second line is 3,000 calories. The third line is 5,000 calories. And the fourth line is 7,000 calories. Now, I want you to think about this, right? So, because we're talking about input versus output. Input versus output. So, if you're looking at this and you say, all right, cool. I need like a, I wish I would have propped this up a little higher. But anyway, all right, so I'll hold it for you. All right, so let's say you go to breakfast and you eat a little breakfast, right? And so you're here in your day. And let's say, remember, we're talking about averages, right? We are talking about averages. So we said on average, the average adult is between 2,000 and 3,000 calories a day, all right? So you had breakfast and you had your little snack. And let's say with breakfast and your little snack, you're around, let's say you're around about let's say 700 calories. Because you thought it was cool to go get some fast food. Fast food. Fast food is just that. It's fast food, but it's not healthy food. They never say, hey, come get some healthy food. They say, come get some fast food. It's not healthy, right? So when you go to Chick-fil-A and you get your little breakfast and you get your little coffee full of all your cream and all that and your sugar like you like to pour in there, or you get your little breakfast Danish, or you go by Dunkin' Donuts and you get a little iced coffee. You know, y'all love those little cute drinks and all that. It's cute, right? But it's packed with calories, right? So you're already behind the 8 ball because you haven't even really eaten yet, and you're already close to 1,000 calories, which means you, on average, now we're just playing with numbers, all right? So on average, you say, dang, I got the rest of the day to go. I didn't really eat a big breakfast. I got the rest of the day to go, and I'm already 1,000 calories in. I'm already 1,000 calories in. Now, mind you, I just said, you all know, it's nothing for us to eat that whole bag of chips in a day. It's nothing for us to eat that whole bag of chips in a day. I just told you that's 1,000 calories. So if you just, now you thought you were being good because you spread it out over the course of a whole day, but that doesn't matter because you still took in 1,000 calories. I don't care if you ate 200, 200, 200, and 200, you still took in 1,000 calories just with that bag of chips, right? So now, I've been telling you all simple things. Hey, do me a favor. Go for a walk. Go for a little 15-minute walk. Because when you go for a walk, guess what happens? You burn some calories. So when you burn some calories, now we get a little more cushion. Now we drop some calories. So you got a little more flexibility because you did a simple thing. You went walking. I'm not talking about when you walk to the cafeteria at your job. I'm not talking about when you walk to the car to go get lunch at your job or you walk to the vending machine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a pure 15 minutes of dedicated walking. I didn't say you have to go run. I didn't say you have to be a track star. Just 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes of dedicated walking a day, right? It'll give you some flexibility. All right. So now it's lunchtime though. It's lunchtime. Guess what we got to do? Man, that little 10-piece was looking good. I saw somebody at my coworker had a little 10-piece with some Cajun ranch fries. Guess what happens now? Where are we on our mark? We are just under the 3,000 calorie mark. We are about, this is probably about halfway. So we're about 2,500 calories in 2 meals, right? Essentially in 2 meals, you're at 2,500 calories because what happens, you're not understanding input versus output. So input is really good. When people ask me, they say, well, how can you eat so many times a day? Because it's what I eat. I eat quality. So I'm going to eat vegetables. I'm going to eat my meat, my salmon, my chicken, my shrimp, my ground turkey. Like I'm going to eat those things. And yeah, I can do more because you guys remember I talked to y'all about that last year. I showed you the comparison and I said, let's compare. I went and got a Chick-fil-A meal. And I told you guys that one Chick-fil-A meal, I think it was like an 8-count nuggets, a side of fries, and a lemonade, which is a standard meal, right? I think that was around like 1,400 calories. And I showed you all how many of my meal preps equal, I think it was like 3 of my meal preps equal that one meal. I had somebody, one of my friends on social media, like I think I made a post or something, or she made a post, and she said, these are my goals, but I don't think I can eat that much food. This person, she was like reposting a story. And she said, this person seems like they're eating a lot of food. And I said, no, she's not eating a lot. She said, I don't think I can eat that much food. And I said, why? She's not eating a lot of food. She said, look at all those different meals. I said, right. But 3 of those meals or 4 of those meals probably equal what you get when you go to Chick-fil-A. Or they eat what you get when you go check out one of the little wing spots, right? Or you pull up on the food truck, right? A lot of y'all workplaces where the food trucks, they already know you coming. They pull up right outside your job. They waiting on you. Come on. We waiting on you, girl. Yeah. When the people in the food truck know your name, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. They know you. They know you. They know you on a first name basis. It's a problem, right? So you got to think about it. So then you don't say, oh, yeah, Let me go walk that off. No, you ate that. You went to work. You had a little snack. You had some chips. You had some more chips, or you had some candy. Speaking of that, let me break this down for you because y'all know I like numbers, right? So I pulled this up. Let me see in the chat. Let me see in the chat. Let me see in the chat. Do you all like candy bars? Let's be honest. What type of candy bars do you all like? Let's be honest. You don't have to play. I'll tell y'all mine. I'll tell y'all the one candy bar that could probably get me sometimes. Excuse me. I like that Hershey's Cookies and Cream. That Hershey's Cookies and Cream bar, every now and then, they'll catch me slipping. They'll catch me slipping. You know who else will catch me slipping? A bag of gummy bears. The Albanese. I don't even know if that's how you say that name. That white bag of gummy bears. They'll catch me slipping in a minute. Ooh, those gummy bears, they are anointed from God. I'm telling you. They got the right amount of flavor. They're salt. But that we ain't talking about me. We're talking about you. What candy bars? What candy bars do y'all mess with? Okay, we got Snickers. I knew Snickers was gonna start leading the chat. I see you, Tan. Snickers. Okay, Lala, Snickers. Okay. Tiff, I see you with the Reese's. Okay, I got you. Yeah, Reese's. Okay, yes. The gummy bears are anointed from God. Stop playing with me. They are. Them gummy bears, they be talking to me something special. And they call me. I feel like the holy, boy, they be like, George. Y'all stop playing with me, man. All right, so listen. All right, so M&M's plain Hershey, Snickers. All right, so let me help y'all understand something real quick. All right, so your average Hershey's milk chocolate bar, a standard 1.55 ounce, which is the normal one you just go pick up from the gas station, that one bar contains about 220 calories. A full-size Snickers bar, which is a 1.86 ounces, has about 250 calories. A Kit Kat, a regular Kit Kat, not the king size Kit Kat, a regular Kit Kat contains around 230 calories. Fun size or miniature candy bars generally contain fewer calories, often around 80 to 100 calories. But you got to think about it now. You might say, oh, okay, I'm doing good because I'm going to eat the smaller bag. But can I tell you something, beloved? When you eat 5 of the smaller bags, that is the equivalent of 1 regular bag. Stop kidding yourself. Like, I need us to start being honest with ourselves. Like, a lot of us, we try to trick ourselves into thinking we're doing good, but you're not. You're not, right? So, like, let's just try to abstain from it as a whole, right? So when you think about it, though, so let's say you grab a candy bar midway through your day, that's 250 calories. Now, what tends to happen, and this is why you look at it and you say, man, George, I watch my plate, my choice. I listen to what you say, but I don't seem to be losing weight. My body is not changing because your input and your output don't match. They don't match. So if you continue to eat, and let's say, a lot of times what you all don't realize because you don't track your numbers and you don't look at it, you get to the end of the day, you have consumed 5,000 calories in a day. You may think that's a lot. It's easy to do it. Just think about it like this. If you went to Chick-fil-A for breakfast and you went to Chick-fil-A for lunch, odds are you're at about 3,500 calories. That's Chick-fil-A for breakfast, Chick-fil-A for lunch. You're at about 3,500 calories. You know you don't go walk. You know you don't go run. You know you don't belong to anybody's gym. You're not, that output it's not gonna decrease that. You're taking in a lot, but you're not pushing anything out. So your body just keeps gaining. You just add to it. That's how you go from, oh man, I used to be able to wear a size 8, and now you're in a 16. No offense, we're just talking about how we get there. Everybody will watch My 600-Pound Life, and we will joke on those people on My 600-Pound Life. And then guess what? We don't really take the time to think about they didn't start out at 600 pounds. At some point, they were at 100 pounds. And then they got to 150 pounds. And then they got to 180 pounds. And then they got to 200 pounds. And then they got to 220. And then they got to 260, right? It was a process. How do you get to that process? Because every day you take in more than you're pushing out. Every day you take in more than you push out. I'm going to have a conversation with my mom. because we were talking yesterday, and she said, I stopped by before service, and she said, yeah, they got biscuits and coffee over there. And listen, I love y'all. I love you all, beloved children of God. But we can't Jack's biscuits every Sunday, McDonald's biscuits every Sunday, and we trying to thrive in 2025. We got to figure out some balance. We have to figure out balance. We have to figure out balance. We've got to look at it. You just take. I got you. Let me ask you this question. Real talk. Don't answer me in the chat. Don't answer me in the chat. Just answer yourself. It's rhetorical. It's rhetorical. If you were in a relationship with somebody and all they did was take, you are smart enough to know I got to get out of here because this isn't being reciprocated. They are taking, which means I'm giving, and this relationship is one-sided. Let me help you. Your body, you are in a one-sided relationship with your body. All you want to do is take. All you want to do is eat. All you want to do is eat. Food is your friend. Food is not your friend. It doesn't talk. It doesn't have feelings. I'm going to tell you, when people tell me this, they say, man, I eat because it makes me feel good. I do emotional eating. Go emotionally walk. Go emotionally jog. Like, the food is not your emotional crutch, and it's not doing anything to your body but a disservice. It's not helping you because, again, that input continues to increase and the output doesn't grow. The optimal goal is that you want to have more output than input, which creates a deficit, which is where you start to lose weight. It's simple. It's simple, but we don't like to do it. I'm gonna tell you, some of y'all have heard this story before because I don't stray away from telling you all. You know, I tell you, I have to fight often because there's a fat kid that absolutely lives inside of me, and I have to really. Me and him, we are at war every day. I'm telling you, he and I are at war every single day because he wants to do something that doesn't match, nor does it align where I'm trying to go in my life, right? And so at one point in time, I was at a Cheesecake Factory, and this is probably like 2020, 2021, somewhere in there, kind of when I really started taking my health and nutrition serious, okay? And so I go to the Cheesecake Factory. Y'all know me. I pull up on somebody in a minute. I could tell. You want to know what the good sweets are? I can tell you. I'm going to tell you right now. I've been craving some fried cheesecake. I'm going to tell you who got it. In case you just listen. Cajun Steamer got a fried cheesecake. They take the whole cheesecake, they deep fry, and they give you caramel to go with it. Man, listen, I've been fighting the urge to pull up on them all weekend because I need to see them. I feel like I need to see them. But anyway, listen. So I pull up on Cheesecake Factory, and I'm standing in line to get the cheesecake. And at this point, I'm working out, right? So I have my Apple Watch, so I know typically what I'm doing in a workout, how many calories I burn, et cetera, right? So I'm standing in line waiting on like them to get to me. And you know me, I do two things when at all times I people watch. At all times, I people watch. I'm aware of my surroundings. I watch people. That's just me. I apologize. It's just me. So I'm watching, and I'm just kind of looking and watching. And then I'll start looking at, they have the little menu as I kind of take a step up. They have the menu on the counter. And in the menu on the counter, it shows like each type of cheesecake, right? It shows each type of cheesecake, and it tells you how many calories. And like I mess with a couple of different cheesecakes. I haven't had cheesecake in a while from Cheesecake Factory. It's been some years, okay? I promise you. To be honest, I don't think I've been back at Cheesecake Factory since this story that I'm telling you about. So I go there, and I'm standing in line, and I look at the sign, and I wanted the original strawberry cheesecake, and it said the original strawberry cheesecake was 1,000 calories. Like, you guys got to understand, they don't give you those numbers just because they're bored and they don't have anything else to do. They give you the numbers to help you out. They give you the numbers to try to teach you something. They give you the numbers to help you in your mind. It's almost like, y'all remember last time when I had the box of cigarettes and I read the message from the Surgeon General letting you know that this product is harmful for you? Yes, they don't put that on. This bag of chips says nowhere on it that this product is harmful for me. But when I study this nutrition label, it does let me know, hey, G3, this might not be the best for you. Right? So when I look at the joint and it says 1,000 calories, I say to myself, 1,000 calories? And I started thinking, on my real heavy workouts, I may burn like 500 or 600 calories. That's me working 2 muscle groups, and that's me really getting after it, like 500 or 600 calories. When I do my spin class on Fridays, like I think I burn anywhere between 450 and like 575. That's 45 minutes of spinning on a bike. That's a lot of work. I leave out of class drenched in sweat, and I only burned half of what I'm going to eat in one slice of cheesecake. Let me tell you something, beloved. I walked right out of Cheesecake Factory. It's not for me. And I left because once I started to compute those metrics, it didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense. And you're talking about, I create some space. I create space because of how I work out and how active I am. I create space to kind of take in some things when I want to. But certain things I'm going to look at and I'm going to say, that doesn't make sense to take in 1,000 calories. Do you all understand? Okay, prime example. I was at work Friday at my job at the Church of God, New Life Interfaith Ministries. And somebody came through with some pound cake. Not Friday, Thursday. Somebody came through with some pound cake. They passing out slices like communion wafers. They came to me, they said, George, I already know you're probably going to say no, but I at least wanted to offer you a slice of this pound cake. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, again, the Surgeon General puts a label on the box of cigarettes that says, this is harmful for you. They gave you the name of the cake. It's called pound cake. Pound cake. Well, what is it going to do to my body? Well, God don't. Probably what the name say, put some pounds on you. Especially when you know you're eating multiple slices. You're not just eating one slice. You all know you're going to eat 2, 3, 4 slices. Like that Fred Hammond song where he be like, late in the midnight hour. That's when you'll get that pound cake. Late in the midnight hour. You back in the kitchen with that pound cake. Late in the midnight hour. Back in the kitchen again. Give you some more pound cake. I'm just saying, guys, we got to start thinking about it. And then you sit here and you wonder why, like, I'm guilty. Absolutely. I feel you. And I know we just passed 4th of July. I don't even want to ask y'all how many. Listen, I'm going to pray for you because I don't want to ask you how much of what you had. I don't want to know how many sweets you had. But it's okay because you can get back on track. Listen, you can get back on track. All I'm telling you is what we have to start to monitor is this. Input versus output. Think about what you're taking in and you think about it. Let me look at this bag. I talked the very first sessions that we started a year ago. I talked to you all about reading the nutrition label. Read the label. Start to understand, what am I taking in? As I keep eating this, what am I taking in? What am I consuming? Y'all don't even want to talk about sodas and the type of drinks that you drink. We didn't even put that on the list. I'm gonna help y'all with something real quick. My daughter yesterday, she wanted this. This right here, this bottle, and y'all like, oh, this is so good. 150 calories. Voila, magic. 150 calories. When you wonder why you're not losing weight, it's because all you do is take in a lot of calories, but you never push them out. You never put them to use. You don't want to go walk. You don't want to go run. You don't want to go to the gym. Listen, don't Do not tell me again. I don't want to hear anybody say, I want to thrive in 2025 until you're ready to have a renewed mind when it comes to your nutrition. Don't talk about thriving because you're not ready. You're not ready. You are not ready to thrive until you change your mentality as it pertains to your nutrition. When you change your mentality, oh, you ready to thrive. Oh, you cooking now. Whip it, whip it, whip it. You cooking now, but that mentality has to change. That's all I'm saying. Input versus output. We got to look at what we're taking in and what we're putting out, how we are using it, okay? I don't care about how late you eat it. If you're eating the right things, it doesn't matter. Your body doesn't say, oh man, it's 11 o'clock. I'm not going to do anything to this. No, if you're eating the right stuff, it doesn't matter. Now, when you want to go eat pound cake at 11 o'clock at night, that's terrible. When you want to go eat a bag of them M&Ms, that's terrible, right? So listen, input versus output. Let's start making better decisions. Listen, I appreciate you all so much. I try not to raise my voice too much today. I try not to fuss. Sometimes we have to talk, right? Sometimes we have to sit down and come to the round table and really talk about our decision making and how we make better decisions going forward. So I appreciate you all, man. I hope that you all have an absolute phenomenal week. Listen, whatever decisions you made over the weekend, it's okay. Don't sweat them. Don't be sad about them. You can move past them because today is Monday and it's a new day. And if you already started off bad, don't worry about it. Enjoy the rest of today because some of y'all probably still got some leftover 4th of July food in the refrigerator. So go ahead and enjoy that today. I'm with you. I'm going to eat some bad stuff today too. I might pull up and go get that cheesecake. I don't know yet. But listen, I can tell you what, on Tuesday, tomorrow, I'm going to be back on track doing the right thing, right? And you can too. So listen, we're going to make that decision together. Thanks. I know I apologize for fussing. I apologize for fussing. I don't want to fuss because I don't want to offend anybody. I'm so passionate about it. I want y'all to do well. That's all. Like, it's not really fussing. It's the passion that I have for this. And it's the passion that I have to help everybody make the change. That's all. So if you hear it, like, you just hearing the passion that I have for it, right? You talking to the guy that was 219 pounds, right? That was me. I can show you all the pictures. Yo, I was 219. I'm far from that, and I'm never going back. Never going back. I ain't never going back there. All right. So listen, man, you all have an amazing, phenomenal week. Y'all be blessed, and I appreciate you all, and I will holler at you guys later. Love y'all.